remember that moment, right? You got a call from your agent and he said they accepted. Yes, you hear those words and everything just lifts. Months of prep, open houses, negotiations, and now you feel like you're on the other side. Maybe you're already texting your family, you are crying a little bit in the kitchen, and maybe you're already picking out the furniture for the new place. I know that moment. My sellers have that moment, and genuinely, that's the best one in the entire transaction. But hear me out. I'm gonna hate what I'm going to say next. That moment of relief, it's actually the most dangerous one in the entire transaction. Not because something is wrong, no, but because your brain is telling you that the hard part is over, which is actually not. See, the time period from acceptance of offer to the closing day, it's the most crucial period. That's where I have seen perfectly good deals fall apart. Not because of the market, not because of the buyer, but because of the small, completely avoidable mistakes that sellers make when they are emotionally checked out. So if you're in escrow or soon to be, stay with me, because this video might be the most important one you watch before giving over those keys. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Ruchika, your realtor right here in Orange County, and let's dig in. Here's the thing about an escrow in California. It runs for about 30 days typically, and in a market where buyers are cautious, the interest rates have kept people on edge, and the contingency periods. The contingency periods are being used way more than they were 2 or 3 years ago. This 30-day escrow, it's not just a formality, it's live. Your deal is live and it can still die. I have had sellers tell me at the acceptance of offer that we are pretty much closed. No, we are not closed until we are closed. So I made an entire video on understanding escrow. If you're fuzzy about what happens in those 30 days, who needs what from you and when, what every single party is doing at a particular time, worth watching this video, this entire series. The link is in the description below. Now, let's talk about what goes wrong and, more importantly, why it goes wrong. This one, I genuinely understand. I mean, you have accepted an offer. You know what your proceeds are going to be. And for the first time in a very long time, you feel financially free. So what do? You go and look for the new furniture for the replacement property for your new house. Or maybe you pull the trigger for the car you've been waiting for. Or maybe you put a huge balance on the credit card thinking you're gonna pay it off the moment the escrow closes. Well, it makes total sense emotionally and financially. However, this is where it gets complicated. Because if you're also buying the replacement property, which most of my sellers are, your lender is still watching your financial picture. So any new car payment, a huge balance on the credit card, or a loan of any kind can actually shift your debt to income ratio. And now suddenly your financing is shaking, which means suddenly your closing is delayed. Or worse, I had a seller who went and financed the new appliances for the purchased property. Well, it made total sense. They were moving into a new house and wanted to be ready. However, it almost cost them both the transactions. So my suggestions, well, the appliances and furniture is still going to be there in 35 days. Here is something that happens that nobody talks about. The moment a seller accepts an offer, there is this psychological exhale. They've been on for months, keeping the house show ready, responding to every single showing request, and they've been managing stress for so long. Now, when they accept an offer, they get this moment to decompress. So what do? They go quiet. They don't check their email so often. They are hard to reach. Now, I understand this. This decompression is very well earned. However, escrow does not decompress. No, There are deadlines to meet every few days in escrow. There are documents that need to be reviewed and signed within a few days. There is this request for repairs that need to be responded within 3 to 5 days. And if you're not reachable by your agent, the window closes. And this missed deadline is not just an inconvenience in escrow. No, it gives your buyer grounds to back out. So I'm not saying you have to be anxious. I'm not saying you have to be on high alert all the time. However, checking in with your agent every couple of days, that's it. That's all that's needed. Let your agent know about your plans. Communicate with them. Communication is a key in every team work. This is a painful one because it comes from a actually very understandable place. So you have already mentally moved out. You have put your heart into the next chapter. The house you have lived in for 15 years, raised your kids in, and you have repainted, renovated, and loved. It's already someone else's in your mind. Well, I understand the emotion. So when you're packing up, it gets a little rough. The wall gets scuffed, maybe the backyard goes unwatered for 2 weeks, and the carpet that was once clean, now it might get a little dirty from the moving boxes. And you tell yourself, well, the buyer knows what they're getting into. But here's the truth. What the buyer knows, the buyer placed an offer on the house in the condition where they first walked in. Now, California law gives them a right to do a final walkthrough in that same condition. And if it's any significantly worse, they can ask for a credit. They can actually delay the closing. To be honest, they can actually walk away. I have seen a perfect deal blow up right before the closing because of the final walkthrough. Why? Because the garage door got damaged during the move. A garage door. So during the move, you have to make sure you leave the house the same way you would like someone else to leave the house for you. See, that's the standard, and it's actually fair one. Mistake number 4. Now this one is almost always unintentional. See, California law says anything and everything that's attached to the house, bolted, screwed, built-in, or hardwired, it's considered a fixture. And the fixture stays with the home unless you explicitly call them out in the contract. See, that chandelier in the dining room that has stayed in your family for years and years, a fixture. That custom shelving in the office, a fixture. That smart thermostat that you installed last year, a fixture. Even the TV bracket in your living room, a fixture. However, the TV obviously goes with you. I have had a seller, they swap out the light fixture they loved for a cheaper one, thinking nobody would notice. Well, guess what? The buyer's agent always notices. So if there is something that you absolutely love and you want to make sure you take it with you, that conversation needs to happen before you go into the contract, not before you back. Yes, before you go into the contract. This can almost always be worked out only if you talk upfront. Mistake number 5. I think this one hurts the sellers more than anything else in the entire process. Now, after the inspection, the buyer would send you a request for repairs. And for so many sellers who have loved their house, who have put time and care and money into their house, they feel offended from this list. They want me to fix the HVAC? Well, don't they know I just got it fixed? They say something is wrong with my house. Well, they got to know what I have put into this house. You know what? I'm gonna say this clearly. I understand that feeling. You have put your heart and soul into this house. And when somebody hands you a list saying this is wrong, well, it is hard. But at the same time, I need you to hear this. When the buyer is sending you requests for repairs, they are not attacking your home. They are doing negotiation. They are protecting their investment. Same as you would if you were in their shoes. So, as I said, it's a part of negotiation. You have a right to respond with some credits, you can reduce the price, you can fix things, or you can deny the request entirely, letting the buyer think if the deal is still worth it for them. Well, what you cannot and should not do is blow up the entire thing you have worked so hard for just because emotions took over. Mistake number 6. Now, California has one of the strongest disclosure laws in the entire country. See, during the escrow, you might find something new. A neighbor might mention an old drainage issue. The handyman might find something new during the repair. Or maybe you remember something that you had not thought about in years. And the first instinct, especially when you're this close to the finish line, is to stay quiet. Well, I didn't know about this before. Or I don't want to rock the boat. Or maybe it won't matter. Well, just so you know, I understand that feeling, and my recommendation is to override it every single time. See, the moment you know something, your responsibility is to disclose it. It's your legal obligation, and more than that, it's for your own protection. The non-disclosure, it does not disappear at closing. No, it can come bite you years after you sold the house. The legal exposure here, it's very real. So your job is to, as soon as you find out something new, you should reach out to your agent immediately. There is almost always a clean path through it, only when you handle it early and handle it right. This is the last mistake, and I want to share something very practical. See, the closing dates, they move. Not usually, not always, no, but they move enough that you have built an entire plan around one specific date with zero flexibility. See, the movers booked, the lease starting, utilities transferred, and closing day shifted by 3 days. The things happen, like buyer's name can be misspelled on the loan documents, the notary can have a scheduling conflict, a title issue that can appear out of nowhere, and now it needs to be cleared out. These things happen, and I have seen sellers in full panic mode. Why? Because they've been living out of boxes in an empty house, and now the closing day shifted by 3 days and they had nowhere to go. So my recommendation, have a cushion. Have a conversation with your moving company about flexibility even before you need it. So build a backup plan. Build a backup plan in case closing day shifts, in case these things happen. Have a conversation with your agent and ask what closing day actually means for you. On top of everything, you gotta know, in California, signing and funding might not happen the same day. So, building a cushion, it's not pessimism. No, it's just smart. I want to come back to something I said in the very beginning when the agent called you and told you they accepted. And that feeling, that rush that came through you, I want you to get to the finish line with that same feeling. I want you to hand over the keys with the same feeling and not lose it because of some small mistake. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. Like it and share it with someone that you think it might be useful to. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel because I make videos like this every single week and you don't want to miss it. If you're moving to from within Orange County, the link for a free consultation is in the description below. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.